All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode, the first podcast of Table Talks, starring your three hosts, myself, Hypergraphia,
Lady Sass,
and King Size.
And what we're basically going to be doing in these podcasts is trying to basically fill maybe 10 to 15 minutes of content with just things to talk about, sit around, laugh, and just chat. Things that are on our mind, things that interest us, will probably mostly be the discussion. As the show grows and progresses, you guys can always give us ideas of things that you would like to hear about in the show. But for right now, we're kind of just hanging out. We just got done eating dinner. Got back from Burger King, and we were a little salty that almost everything was wrong with the order. I mean,
$15 an hour.
Not to and I guess you could kind of generalize that to any like place really, like McDonald's always leaves something out, or you have to pull ahead, and it's just, it's really funny that we call it fast food.
The problem that we have is we keep going to the same Burger King, Taco Bell. KFC doesn't mind fuck us so bad.
No, that's true.
But it's
KFC
repetitive.
Fuck us in our stomachs.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's where KFC gets you. That's where you pay for that.
Right
But-
in the rectum.
But also, like, we keep going to the same ones because it's right next to our house.
Right, you don't
we're
want to
not gonna
drive
drive
10 miles to go get burgers.
It's convenient, but it's not convenient.
Like, be in Detroit and end up in the UP, like, fucking, like, hey, you guys,
How's she going, eh?
guys gonna get my order right?
We don't have chicken, eh?
Ryan and I
Just
found
the moose.
the best Taco Bell, which was up in, I think, Clio.
Oh, the one by, my hometown?
Yeah.
They will kill you with cheese. It's amazing.
Is that the one in Mount Morris?
No, if you go one more exit.
Oh, up
So-
on Viana Road.
Yep, on Vienna, that's
That's
right.
convenient. Only an hour and 20-minute ride from Taco
But
Bell.
they're the best Taco
Convenient.
Bell.
But Corey does have a point, though, too. Well, I think both of you guys do, because, like, it is kind of the fault of the consumer, too, because you just keep going. It's like you're willing to suffer the abuse, It's like, just put this shit in my body, like, if I get one or two things that are messed up, like, whatever, but I don't know. Like, maybe, if everybody thought like that, though, like, those places wouldn't fucking function, because we can't be the first people that have thought this. Like, man, they get my order wrong every time, but yet we just continue to show up.
I mean, and it's not just the order.
It's true.
Uh-oh, it's starting. It's the delivery of your order.
Mhm.
You've had food thrown at you.
Yes,
I've had a you welcome and hey, you're missing half my order and have to drive around and try again.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So, I mean, I get it. Fast food as a job, who wants, I don't want to serve all these motherfuckers, but is motherfuckers too strong?
No.
I mean,
What you
same-
poured for yourself? That's too strong? Oh, no, you're talking... Okay, I'm sorry.
No. No, for this little adventure that we've decided to go on at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite, yes.
But I can see how you wouldn't want to be at the window day in, day out, and that's fine. But if you don't want to do the job, I don't want to say quit, because I know I'll get the lashback of that's all I got, yada, 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 and I don't want to start a big war, especially episode 1.
That's a good point, though.
Episode 1,
Because
Corey
it's like,
gets enemies.
like, if you're... Well, it's like, if you're not willing to, like, do good at your job, you probably should quit. Because there will be, like, a ton of people out there that are probably looking for that job that would want to take it seriously.
Right, I mean,
it wouldn't even have to be an overachiever, like, but there's somebody out there that wants that job, and if you just hate your job that much, like, why are you still there? Because you're just making everything else an inconvenience for everyone else.
this is going to make me sound
Oof.
terrible. But I mean, there's no real knack besides putting a smile on your face and attempting to get an order right. I mean, even stripping has, you have to have a little higher talent. Like, you can't hide. Where
Yeah.
you can fake it behind the drive-through window and etc. It's just, when I pull up, like, I believe it was last night, we climbed in the car at like 2 a.m. to go to Taco Bell, and kind of inebriated, and the guy was just super annoyed with us. Like,
Yes, he was.
it's like, it wasn't a large order, it was just, hey, I need a minute, can you bear with us? And he's kind of was like, no!
We're on his time and he wants to
Exactly.
The worst thing is, though, it's like, I don't know. Like I feel like everywhere, like it's just people don't really cook much at home anymore. At least our generation doesn't. You know, people
Right.
more our age. It's just like
We
I mean,
need
it's an
to.
art. It's definitely cool to cook and to know how to cook, but we just don't. It's almost like there's no fucking time for it. Like when our parents did it growing up, it's like that. Like cooking a meal was a feast. You know what I mean? It took hours to prepare,
Right.
and like, so I don't know. I know we rely on it so heavily, and you know, again, it's kind of our own faults what we do to
This
ourselves.
just became a food heavy episode.
Well, it doesn't have to be a food heavy episode.
Well, it's gonna be.
okay.
Um,
I'll get the cake.
Right, it's been fun, guys. We got a cake to kill.
We'll just kill it here on the stream.
Right, munching sounds commence.
Everybody gets their own cake.
Woohoo.
We celebrate the birthday of our podcast. It's like the only one we ever do. Like, woo, we did it! It's got one candle, throw it away the next day.
Right, because we never eat anything. Well, like when our parents fed us, I know you have brothers and sisters. You have a sister. I was fat enough to have a brother that my parents couldn't afford to go out and cook or go out and eat every night for us. I mean, hell, this isn't my little sob story, but mom worked 2 jobs just to afford babysitting for me, so she'd go and work her second job. That doesn't make sense.
Your mom does like when you go up and visit her and stuff. Don't you say she usually does cook up something big though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, she's used to cooking every night, so
Right.
it's not in a process. She can cook a meal in 15 minutes, but that's just from years of trying. Where us, we don't have kids. I mean, I've got my one close little nugget, and then the turkeys, that's it. And then you guys, I don't want to say you're free from responsibility, but you pretty much look out for each other, which at times, I've seen you guys, it's trying. But, so it's just easier to hop in the car and go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, it really is.
you know, I do feel like when we had the barbecue here a couple weeks back, it was great.
That was terrific. Yeah, that was a great day.
I don't know, I feel...
I still laugh and can't get over that, like, the little was, like, so excited to see fireworks and then realized that they hurt her ears and was like, fuck that.
Can
like,
we not refer to her as a little?
I mean, well, I didn't want to
No.
say the name.
Yeah, we don't need names, but
We'll just
the
call her
little
Nugget.
just falls
We'll
into
call
the
her
BDSM
the,
so far.
we'll call her the, I'm going to call her the gerbil.
That works.
Alright, so,
Code word.
yeah, but the gerbil was like very, it's gonna be so, the gerbil was very excited to see fireworks, but man, like,
Someone's gonna tune in the gerbil.
I did-
Did you have a fireworks show for your gerbil? These people are loaded. Why are we giving them money?
You spent $1,000 to shoot off fireworks for a gerbil? Yes. Yes, we did.
No, it was pretty great. That's like first thing she said is, "Uncle Corey, are you okay?" Yeah, honey, I about blew my hand up, but we're good. Hope you enjoyed the fireworks.
That's always one of my biggest fears with fireworks too. Is like, I love fireworks. I love how they look. I even like setting them off. But I'm always worried because you always see the horror stories of the shit that happens when like somebody holds on too long or something, and like you can really fuck yourself up. You know, I would hate to lose like a finger or something
You just
like
gotta
that.
be smart with it. People are stupid. They'll hold
People
the
are
thing
fucking stupid.
in their
Sorry,
hand
guys.
and then light it on fire and be like, "Oh, I got a firework!" And then they're all surprised when their fucking fingers fly off.
I think that fascination kind of stemmed from like Jackass and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they would used to shoot them out of fucking like pee
Ass.
holes and ass and stuff.
Nothing wakes you up in the morning like you burnt urethra. Folders in your cup and
is that
fireworks in your stuff.
Is that syphilis or that fucking firework from yesterday?
Yep.
Oh, look at this, a splinter.
Oh.
Woof.
Oh, indeed.
Ugh.
No, I mean,
I call it the cock rocket.
it did kind of go to a PSA, but no, you're right.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, it's just like I don't know. I think it's a sweet transition from food to fireworks.
Right.
Today we're gonna be discussing everything that
both
starts with the
explode.
letter F.
Buckle up, kids. It's gonna be
Yeah, I was gonna
Fruits
say.
next.
Get a few pages in the dictionary, like, oh.
I'm out of ideas.
Well, I can't wait for the B word day because I want to talk about bukkake.
All right.
I bet you do. We will bring you an extra large tub of sour
I
cream
wanna
just
talk
for
about-
your enjoyment.
I want to talk about bukkake. Well, I've heard it's a mouthful. Could talk for days, but your mouth's full.
Well, today's the update.
Today's the day. I was once I said that too. I immediately tried to think of like words that start with F, and it was just drawing up blanks. You know, just like like we got food, we got fireworks. What else is there? Like what else can we do?
I would love to see the little Ryan in here just go fucking panic attack.
He's
What do we
like
do? What
pulling
do we
papers
do?
out of cabinets, like words.
God damn it, what happened to my English learnings?
It did, man. Just go, like a little Ryan in my head runs up to another little Ryan, like, do we have any more F words? He's like, The guy just throws his fucking papers.
Yes, we're done here.
I got a family to feed.
Family's another F.
Hey, there you go.
Ta-da!
We found an F.
Jesus Christ.
I still find myself real quick back to bukkake because that's such an
Well,
fun term.
I almost made the jump to funk, but I was like, what do I really know about
Are
funk?
we ready for this? Am I ready for this?
We saw a funk band at Electric Forest.
We did see a funk band
He
at
wasn't
Electric
that
Forest.
bad.
Chromeo.
Yeah, it was
Chromeo's who it
Chromeo.
was. That was actually, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
No.
Because I had heard of him a couple times before, and I can't remember through who. But I was like, yeah, well, you know, go check this out. And he was all about the funk. He's like, where the fuck is band? They were funk and they were gonna let you know
Well,
it.
like he said, like someone was gonna steal their title or something. It was
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
okay, dude.
Right, he's like looking at the guy on the other stage. He's like, you think you can out-funk the master? They just have this like weird energy.
My mind just went to Len, steal my sunshine, but instead of sunshine, funk. Steal my funk.
Chromeo was pretty cool though. They were like electro funk. That was a pretty cool set. Electric Forest was really fun this year. Chromeo.
I wish I could just show up and like enjoy the music and then leave.
You can. That's basically.
You don't have to.
That's why you
camp
camp
there.
away from the festival grounds.
Me and camp in
'Cause-
Flint.
Because you can
drive
go.
back to
You
like,
can go in at your leisure, and then you can come out whenever you want. Resupply.
even a hotel close would be great. Like
I think some people
I just
do that.
don't do people.
I do think people do that too.
Because
Yeah.
there's a day parking, so you're not constricted to camp there. You can come to and from the festival at like certain times, but yeah, it's totally possible.
That was an interesting read.
We like, even though we camp with the group, we definitely like, I still make sure, because I know, you know, Serena is not always crazy about having tons of people around either, so like I always ensure that we still retain like some privacy. Like even this year, like we were in the middle of a group of tents, but I turned the tent away from everybody in like the sitting area, just so she actually had a place to go, and just if she wanted to decompress or whatever.
I thought you didn't want to look out to the abyss. Well, I do now.
Well, it's like it's really difficult, because I mean you'll have like 16 people sitting around in chairs, everybody talking over each other. It's like very much a overload of stimuli. So it's nice to have like, that's why I always like kind of turn our tent away or section our tent off a little bit.
The first day was definitely an overload. Like I couldn't deal with just how much shit everyone was setting up, and like everything was so much moving parts. I was just like, I was starting to like mentally shut down. Like I need to get away from these people.
See you just like
She was
hollering out your tent. Get your shit together and go to sleep.
It ended up kind of working in the end, but she was super irate because like they threw all the pop-ups up first or whatever, so we didn't get our tent under our own pop-up, which was really bothering her.
What?
Yeah, we ended up under someone else's. It was really weird. There was like this
away
huge
from our
shuffle,
car.
because we were trying to spread out and take as much space as possible, which is what you like try to do when you go with a group, because
Right.
that way you don't have people shouldering in on you all the time. But it was still enjoyable. But yeah, I do remember that first day you were not fucking having it, and I was like, I guess I'll just do it. Like not even in a bad way. It's like I don't mind doing it, but it's just like I knew you were like shutting down. You're like sitting in the car just fucking staring off to God himself, and I was like, all right, we're gonna like. Anything to drink, babe? Cool, I'm gonna go set everything up.
I mean, and I get it. Like, what was it? I think Shudokan that I just went to.
Yeah.
A few months back. Anyhow, it's like at the whole expo center that it was held in, it was just people, and it was my people. But there's days I don't want to be with me, let alone other people. So I go to a hotel and I'm like, and I see someone in cosplay. Fuck, you know. I'm gonna go where the fat people roam.
Yeah.
Applebee's.
I would love to go to like a VidCon or like Anime Con or whatever, but like just knowing how many people are there and just being bodies in the way, just hindering me from actually going, because it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to meet like artists and stuff like that and see like panels and stuff, but there's just too many people that want to do it that they're just taking all the space.
Right?
By that
Taking all the fun out of it.
By that same thinking, though, like, do you think the same thing about raves? Because if you think about it, like, if we go to Detroit and go to a show or something, it's just bodies. It's a sea of bodies.
It is.
Like, I mean, if we go to, like, Electricity in Pontiac or something, you know, there's, I mean, some avenues or some arenas or where places to go have, like, sufficient space, you know what I mean, that even you pack a ton of bodies in, people still have room to stand and stuff, but we have been to some shows where it is just, like, during that figure show on Halloween.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was not fun.
Like, I mean, so long as you have a safe space to go. What was Green Day we all went to last year? I know that was arena, a little bit different event because there was people on you, but you still could sit down and relax as long as you can get away. And that's what I liked about being at the hotel, because the event center was just ridiculous. But just be able to go away to a hotel, just to drive back to the hotel, you decompress so much, even though it's 5 minutes down the road. Like, you know, we obviously like people. We wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for inviting people into our lives. It's just,
that's
I
true.
think it's just the amount of people.
it's just, we need a break.
Were you just talking about the Green Day show that we
Yeah.
went to?
I merged like three things, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I heard that too, and like that was a really good show too, in my opinion. I did have a lot of fun doing that, but I don't like sitting like at a music show. Not usually. I mean, like even if I don't like thrash and headbang, or like even if I don't go hard, like I don't like when you end up in like seats. We actually, the first when me, Ryan, and our buddy Dalton, the first time we saw Tool, we saw Primus, and they opened for Tool, and we drove down to Tennessee to see them, or we went to Nashville actually, and it was the first time I've ever been there. But they, excuse me, I'm sorry. Those seats that we got were like way up in the back. It was like a hockey arena, if I'm not mistaken. But we had seats, and like again, I don't think I necessarily would have went hard, but I don't really like being seated at a show. You know what I mean?
That's something I did like about Green Day. Not just to touch on that real quick. Is even though it was a Joe Louis before they tore it down. It was one of the last concerts they had there. But it was a seated show, but there was nobody sitting. And that was my little getaway, like, when things got a little crazy, and just sit down and hyperventilate for a second, I'm good.
The arena we went to see Green Day, they tore it down.
Yeah, the Joe Louis Arena.
Why did they do that?
They built a new one called Little Caesars Arena. It was old. It was built way back, I think, 50s, maybe a little earlier than that.
Was it like?
It's getting a little decrepit.
Was it like a problem to the public though? Like, why would you?
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't like make it like a historic.
Oh,
thing.
you can buy seats online. Are you kidding me? Like, they're like, buy seats from the Joe Louis. Relive all your memories.
Relive all your memories.
Or you can have a seat back if you're poor.
This is where you were conceived. Enjoy it.
Right there,
Daddy,
seats.
no.
And 9 months later.
Your old and decrepit father comes. I remember that seat.
Daddy, why are my
Your brother's a stain on it.
Why are my first and middle names Joe and Louis? That's a story for another time, kid.
If your last name's 34A, get used to it. No, they tore it down just because it was getting so decrepit and costly to repair that
Okay.
it was just made more sense to spend hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, right.
Your last name's 34A. Deal with it. Jesus.
I got a funny. But no, like you were saying, you would like to go to an anime convention, and I highly encourage it. Like the organized events, like I forget who I met. I met so many voice actors, but the chatting hell, there was a panel where we just sat and talked about roller coasters with voice actors, and it was great. It was so relaxing, but as soon as you walk out into the hallway, it's like fuck.
How do you that's Jesus,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah, English. English.
No habla.
Do you guys like roller coasters?
I do.
Do you?
I used to. I don't know. I like it. My stomach might not
Do you
anymore.
like roller coasters, babe? I feel like I've asked you this before.
No, I don't.
You don't?
Excuse me.
We should go to Cedar Point sometime. Oh my god.
I don't like roller coasters. Let's go to Cedar Point.
I was talking to you.
Oh, I'm on board. I'm down all the
I
time.
remember
love
the
roller
first,
coasters.
The first and only time I went to Cedar Point was you were there, and Mandy was there, and
Edit that out. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
and then me and my boyfriend at the time, we were there.
No, can I?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm good.
I would just.
But like that was the only time I went, and I hated it just because it was just so much.
Roller coaster is roller
Yeah.
coaster centric. What do you got for us people that don't like roller coasters? Teddy bears, but you gotta win them.
Right.
No, and that's the whole point of Cedar Point. It's either you're a child and you go to Child's World and stay away from Pastor Dan, or you ride the big coasters, and that's it.
What used to? Where was Shiver Me Timbers at? Michigan's Adventure.
Yes.
Is that still set up? Was that still? running?
Last time I was there, it was.
Oh.
I didn't just go to and arrive to an empty field.
Whee!
Don't remember Michigan. This used to be Michigan
This is my
Adventures.
Michigan Adventure. It's like a fucking commercial.
Pure
what's,
Michigan.
What's that guy doing out there? I think he's on drugs. This is my Michigan Adventure. He's like yelling it.
Corey yelling? Nah.
That wouldn't happen.
Tobias, call the police, please.
Tobias.
Mine. This is my Michigan Adventure. As a kid, we
Did you go?
Did Cedar Point a lot, Michigan Adventure a lot. We used to go there a lot. That's why I love roller coasters. I've done Six Flags too. That's pretty fun.
Sorry, that wasn't it, you guys. That was. I can't focus, so I'm doing many things.
Have you guys ever been to Disney World?
No. Do I look like a child with an imagination? Here, I gotta tone myself down.
Get angry for no reason.
Right.
Well,
Decompress.
Welcome to me.
Would you like a cigarette?
Please.
Have a
My-
cup of coffee.
That'll help.
My aunt was
Sorry.
like, when she was like 46, she's a little bit older now. When she was like late 40s, went to Disneyland for the first time. She's like,
She'd take herself. Like
she took her and like her like older friend with her, like
really?
like her best friend. Yeah.
And they say it's not geared. I mean, it's geared for kids, but it's.
I mean, you can enjoy it at any
For
age.
anybody.
Yeah.
I definitely would want to go one day in
I
my
went.
life.
I went as a kid. My mom
Did you?
took me and my My mom and my grandparents took me and my brother. It was like right after my parents got divorced, actually. Oh wow! Thanks, Corey.
Sorry.
That's
The-
a good cushioning.
Tone
period.
down your support,
They say-
pal.
I just can see it.
No. What I can see
You
is
leave. Bye, mom. Bye, dad. Bye. La, la, la. For a week, come back. Where's mom? In another state.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's what I was gonna
I wanted
say.
you to experience the magic before we took it all away.
Right. That's where my mind went. That's why I couldn't stop.
No, I mean, I wasn't like directly after. My mom's not like cover up the divorce.
This isn't the real
No,
world.
we
It's
did.
Disneyland.
It was a little bit after though, and it was really crazy. Like it's actually a really fun time. I think I've told you that I think I developed my fear of mice during that time because like they had this 3D. I don't even know if people would know what this is nowadays, but remember Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah.
They had 3D glasses, and you like sat and you watched this thing, and like your chair did stuff like with the 3D. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
kind of like a ride. But there's this one part where like this guy drops or something, and all these rats break loose, and like they had little things of like air that shot up your pant legs, so it made it feel like fucking mice were crawling on you. And I was just freaking out. My mom's like, calm down, and I was like, ah. Dude, I lost my shit. And then right after that, another trippy thing that happened is right after that show, like it was raining, so everybody had these like yellow ponchos on, because like you could buy them right there, just a plain yellow poncho. with Mickey Mouse on the back. And my little brother had one on. I don't think I had one on. Or actually, you know what? I think we did, actually. Me and my brother and my mother all had one on. And we lost Kyle in, like, a sea of people. And everybody had the same fucking poncho on. So we're, like, looking for my little brother, who's, 3 years younger than I am. And we can't find him. My mom is freaking out. She's like, She's like, I can't tell any of the kids apart. And she's like, I have no idea where Kyle went. We ended up finding him, but she was, like, losing her shit.
I mean, that would be terrifying to lose
It
somebody.
would be so terrifying.
Looks the same as a billion other people
Yep,
because
like
they cram them in at Disney World.
Lost, like, in a sea of people, unable to identify. That's fucking crazy.
Do you remember,
Well,
like,
now I
how
know.
he got lost?
I don't. I think he just wandered away from us. Like, he started following another pair of yellow ponchos.
Aw.
Yeah. Yo.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were so fucking happy when we found him.
So when we go to Disney World in the rain, we're taking a Sharpie.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Front and back.
I was just gonna say, I'll write mine on the front.
You'll be the one running towards everybody.
You know, another trippy thing, I think you've heard this too, Lady Sass, but, because we've watched it, like, do you remember those, like, things on YouTube or whatever where they talk about people scatter their remains of their loved ones at, like,
Yeah.
Disney World? So you probably have a chance of, like, inhaling some foreign element of, like, someone's cremated ashes.
I'm sorry, what?
That's crazy. Have you ever heard that?
No.
They've actually, that is like a proven statement, or proven. It's and it's proven, and therefore it's truth.
Did you have a me moment?
No, it's a fact. Like, people, you're not supposed to, but, like, a lot of people, as, like, a gesture for cremated ashes of family members that really, like, value Disney, will go scatter the ashes at the park illegally, so you have a chance of, like, breathing in, like, decomposing or, like, burned up body, basically. They say the most common place it happens is in the Haunted Mansion. And they say because of that, there's actually paranormal activity at the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I remember watching that with you and stuff like that. But I don't know if you have a chance of breathing in a deceased person. Just
A what?
like
a disease?
No, like the remains of a deceased person. I don't think you have that
Disease.
chance. Like, unless you were, like, standing, like, right
all
in front.
it would take is, like, the wind to blow, because it just becomes particles, really.
Right.
It's just like a particle of dust. You'd never even know you did it, really.
We're probably breathing dead people right now.
Yay!
Yay!
How long has it been since we've been in the basement?
That's not where I would worry.
They're falling out the... I almost said windows. my train of thought has been derailed a couple times. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I do like theme parks and stuff. It's fun. I never got to do, like, SeaWorld always. That was, like, a big one I wanted to do growing up. But if you think about it now as an adult, like, most of those animals are mistreated and stuff. It's...
You grew up and find out the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
actually
heartbreaking.
went as a child.
To SeaWorld?
I don't know if it was SeaWorld or... Well, Sealand doesn't make any sense. But it was...
I see land.
Ta-da! $35,
It's
please.
my adventure.
But it was some aquatic-themed animal shows. They had dolphins.
Really?
I believe they had a killer whale. Penguins. My mind just keeps going, say kangaroos. Say kangaroos.
Right. They just throw in one rando exotic
Right.
animal. Like, check this out. We also got this thing.
It was out in California when I went out to visit my brother and his family. And it was great, spending time with the family and whatnot. But it was incredibly sad.
Well, yeah, it would be. I think that's why, like, believe it or not, I've told Serena this too. Like, I can't go to humane societies, because, like, the thought of adopting a dog, yeah, exactly, and, like, leaving the rest just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like, I bust into tears because it's like there are so many good animals that are, like, deserving of a good home, and it's just like you know, in that moment you can only take one. Like, I'm fucking getting just thinking about it right now.
Right. Well, let's like
Easy,
Sarah.
Angels, with your silent revelry.
That's even buying Dad his dog for Father's Day. And it was just like, I don't like supporting the quote unquote puppy mill, even though where I got it from was very far from a puppy mill. It's just nature. But I mean, there's so many animals in the Humane Society that there's nothing wrong with.
Exactly.
And that's the first place when you guys ever effing agree to get an animal that we're going as a humane society.
Well, that's what I wanted to do, and
I can't do it. I would have to leave it to you guys.
Right.
For real.
Pick something
For
pretty.
real, I would start crying. Like I would. That like brings out a great anxiety in me because it's like all those animals, like, you know, there are probably some bad ones, but like they all deserve a home, and like it's not gonna work out great for all of them.
I think
It'd be like going to an orphanage, you know, and like trying to adopt a kid, and then it's like you got a million other kids that like deserve adoption and deserve like a good stable home, but you know you can't be everywhere at once. Can't be a million things.
I think the one thing that would be a hang up for me would be, do we as a family, do we adopt an older dog or like a younger dog, or a puppy?
That's true too.
Because
never really thought about the age.
Because if you adopt,
or the AIDS.
You know, the older puppy, they at least have a little bit left of life that they can, you know, enjoy and stuff. And they're like, I think they're the first to go, right? The older ones. But that would still be.
That would be hard. Not to make this even more depressing, but like to run a humane society, you have to be like you, and you. We're going to heaven. I
believe that the people who work there are heartless. Like, honestly.
I disagree.
I mean, they provide what I would consider like a necessary evil. That can't be easy for anyone. You know what I mean? That's got to weigh on your conscience, but like it's one of those things where it's like somebody's got to do it. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's
otherwise we would have like probably like a lot more dog disease or like an overflow of the population of dogs. Like it's basically population control, but you know, like.
I mean, that's like saying, in my opinion, like, what do you call the homes where you send the elderly?
Oh, hospice.
Thank you. I didn't want to make an ass of myself there. I actually
talked about that the other day.
And, I mean, same thing. I could see the argument where someone could say that those people are heartless, but...
I think those are probably, like, the biggest-hearted people in the world. I mean, like,
right,
you're preparing someone for death, and you're actually, like, standing by their side as they do it.
Like, to me, it's the same thing.
Right. No, that's... yeah, but I mean, like they're not like putting down the elderly. Yeah, that's where I would see the difference. Well, I'm pretty sure hospice is just to like guide you through, and so you have some
holes in my thoughts.
So you have like comfort and care, like in your last week or so. They don't pull out the pillow and slip it over Grandma's face like good night, Doris.
Don't you go gently into that forever good night.
Good night.
Oh my God.
Sleep tight, Frank. They're just doing group rates.
The 3 rooms just opened up.
Oh no.
This is
It's like they got a no vacancy sign.
Calling electricians once a week, right? I'm just. I'm not gonna watch the news next week.
Well, I'm just saying because like that's the difference. Because Corey's like, I don't really see a difference between the Humane Society and someone that does hospice, and I'm like, they're not like grabbing the person like this is your time. I'm hungry. I bet you are.
It's turned really dark.
Oh, okay. Let's take it back to Disneyland.
Right.
Oh man.
Someone should put that mouse out of his misery.
What mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, I thought you meant a mouse in here. Like, there's a mouse that's just hanging out.
There's a Mandela effect about his suspenders or whatever.
Oh, we're gonna get into Mandela effects. Let's wait for next time.
You don't want to wear a table tonight.
We're running 30.
We are. We actually,
minutes.
we did a half-hour segment. All right, guys. So again, this is Hypergraphia.
Lady says.
King says.
And we're gonna sign off. Thank you guys for listening to our first episode, first podcast ever of Table Talk. That's
Tell us what you think.
It's a pretty generic name. We might work on that as we go. It's just kind of something to kick it off tonight. Yes, and like King Size said, please tell us what you think. Let us know in the comments below. What would you like to hear discussed on the next episode? Any ideas for segments would be greatly appreciated, and feedback, as always, is appreciated as well. All right, guys. So, you guys want to say goodbye?
Thanks for spending time with us. Have a great night, morning, day. Come back soon.
Bye.
All right. Au revoir.